Hey guys, Mark Baier, your local real estate expert here in Arvada, Colorado. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the trials and tribulations for people on the road to their hip replacement. This is actually my second hip replacement. About 15 years ago, I got what was called a Birmingham reconstruction on my left hip, my primary hip back in the days when I was fighting. And it was unbelievably painful. It was super hard to get, but I love it. 15 years down the road, I've played hockey on it. I've done karate. I've done everything. It has treated me like a dream. It's still growing great, and I hope I get 15 more years out of it. Now, this is my second. This is a normal, actual, everyday, pound the rod into the femur type of a replacement. And it's been a bit of a different journey. I'm also 15 years older. Well, I was 40 the first time. I'm 55 now. And it's definitely a whole different ball game. I was in way better shape. I was actually competing and all that kind of good stuff when I got my first hip replacement. Now I'm a little older, a little more sedentary. I'm a fat realtor, and it is what it is. But I wanted to tell you, there's a couple of other things in it that they're not super sure about. And he did not want to do my hip replacement. One, because the 3 days that I was off of that before I started my surgery, I got an arthritic flare-up to a level I have never had. I've never been in that level of pain in my life. It started out very goutish. Some of you guys have gout. Started out in my toe, then went to both my ankles. My ankles got to the point I couldn't walk. Both my knees started to get it, then my right elbow. And by the time I got into their surgery, I couldn't walk into the surgery place. I didn't even remember about my hip. I forgot that that's what I was there for. I was in so much pain with everything else. It was a level of pain I had never been in before. Now, I'm not saying I'm a tough guy, but I'm also not a wuss. I can take a little bit of pain. This was off the charts. Anyway, he sits down and he talks to me. He goes, first of all, you're supposed to walk out of here after this hip replacement. A lot different than 15 years ago. He goes, you can't walk now. He goes, I don't know what this is going to be like, but it's going to be holy hell for you. Also, with the steroids, you have a much higher risk of infection in a joint replacement and that kind of thing. He didn't want to do it. My doctor was on the fence about it. We were talking about it. And then he goes, the problem is, I don't know if your foot's going to hurt so bad that it compromises your ability to move around. You wind up falling. You break your femur. All the work I did, you ruined it. It's a pretty good point. So we scrap it. I'm literally in my hospital bed. I've got the IV in the wrist. I've taken my pre-meds. I'm ready to go. I'm 5 minutes from going and getting a spinal to get started, and we pull the plug. Go home, and I got to tell you, I was a little disappointed. I'm irritated, and I thought, that sucks. But I get home, and it just got worse. I got to a point that night, I have never been in that level of pain in my life. The only difference being is I did have some of my pre-meds from before my surgery, or I don't know if I could have took it. It was literally writhing in pain. I couldn't stand the weight of the sheets on my ankles, and the problem is you can't roll over, you can't do anything. Nothing. You could not get away from the pain. It has literally been a week since then, and now I'm finally getting out of bed, walking around, kind of moving. I move like I'm 150 years old, but I'm at least moving a little bit. I've seen my rheumatoid arthritis doctor now, so I've finally got somebody kind of clearing up these arthritis issues for me. I go back and see him on Monday, and then we're going to reschedule and get the hip replacement hopefully done here in a few weeks. But it's interesting how life takes turns. As I look back on it, as I got a chance to come home, calm down, best decision ever. Thank God I had that anesthesiologist. Thank God I had my doctor, Dr. Holtzmeister. I apologize to the anesthesiologist. I cannot remember your name, but my ortho is Dr. Holtzmeister at Boulder Center for Orthopedics. If you ever want to go there, he seems to be quite an awesome doctor. But as I sit back and I look at it now, I go, oh, best thing ever. I don't think I could have handled having a hip replacement on top of it. In fact, this morning I was very excited. I was finally able to take a shower after a week. And as I jumped as I slowly crawled like a man at 400 years old into the shower, I thought about my hip for the first time in about a week and a half. I had not used it, had not walked on it, had not done anything. It was the first time I had it popping. It was actually a welcome blessing. So anyway, you never know. I think this was the hand of God bringing it down to tell me that tea actually, from what I found out from talking to other people, is not bad. You're just supposed to use it when you have a flare-up, not every day, because you're not supposed to take steroids like that. I had no idea. Saved me from that. Also got me hooked up with my rheumatoid arthritis doctor, so now I can take care of some of these arthritis issues that are only going to get worse as I get older. They're not going to get better, so I might as well address them and get them taken care of. Also, it'll be a much more stable hip replacement for me, much easier rehab. So sometimes you just got to remind yourself that, God has a plan for you, whether you knew it or not. Anyway, that's my story for a funny thing happened on the way to getting my hip replaced. If you have any questions or comments or would like to know anything about my journey, maybe you're coming up on a hip replacement, you're thinking about something like that, you have some health issues, you're an old karate guy like myself, an old warhorse, you just want to chat, feel free to reach out to me in the comments below. Also, feel free to give me a call. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to chat. You have a great day, and hopefully we'll be able to talk again soon.